Before we ring in the new year, 2025 was a year that tested Central Texas, from heartbreaking losses to major investigations that shook our communities. Here's 6 News anchor Bailey Bates with a look back at some of the stories that had us talking this year.
One of the year's most tragic stories unfolded in March when 14-year-old Serenity Baker was fatally stabbed inside Roy J. Smith Middle School in Killeen. Investigators say another student brought a knife onto campus during a passing period and stabbed her. That student was taken into custody with charges now pending from county prosecutors. The district faced heavy scrutiny after confirming its Evolve weapons detector wasn't working that day, and Superintendent Dr. Joanne Fay acknowledged gaps in supervision. The principal, Fred Lilly, resigned, saying the district used him as a scapegoat, and Dr. Joanne Fay resigned in July after accepting the role of assistant superintendent at Northside ISD in San Antonio. A story that captured the attention of both her hometown and the military unfolded this year. 21-year-old Navy Seaman Angelina Resendez from Mejia went missing from Naval Station Norfolk on May 29th and was later found dead in a nearby wooded area. Investigators say culinary specialist Jeremiah T. Copeland is facing multiple charges in connection with her death, including premeditated murder and sexual assault. Resendez's mother, Esmeralda Cantu Castle, criticized the Navy's handling of the case and has turned her grief into action, now running for Texas House in District 37. Marlin spent much of this year in a full water crisis. Marlin's water plant suffered catastrophic failure, shutting off water citywide and forcing schools to close. Volunteers and state crews stepped in with bottled water and portable showers. The mayor declared a disaster and portable treatments were provided. But even after restrictions eased, frustration grew with a nearly 40% rate hike set for 2026. If you've driven through Waco this year, you already know I-35 has been a mess. The final phase of the I-35 Waco South project finally kicked off in late February. TxDOT hired James Construction after a bidding process, the same company that's had delays in Bell and McLennan counties before. This time, TxDOT added incentives to keep them on schedule. TxDOT says this phase runs through 2029, so buckle up, Waco. We've still got years of construction ahead. Another major story this year, immigration arrests that sparked protests across Central Texas. In July, video of ICE agents breaking the window of Noe Guerrero's car went viral. Prosecutors later dropped the charge, saying he did have his immigration documents. ICE still held him briefly, prompting weeks of protests before a judge granted bond and he was released. And in a separate case, former Killeen ISD employee Ophelia Negrete Arriga was arrested by ICE, accused of falsifying employment documents and illegally re-entering the U.S. She later pled guilty in federal court and is awaiting sentencing. In November, Fort Hood suspended OBGYN Major Blaine McGraw after allegations that he secretly recorded patients during exams and performed procedures without proper oversight. Multiple law firms now represent dozens of alleged victims, and civil lawsuits have been filed. As of December, the Army formally charged McGraw with 61 criminal counts. The charges include 54 counts of indecent visual recording that allegedly occurred during medical exams at Darnall Army Medical Center throughout 2025. Texas lawmakers are now calling for an investigation into the Army's handling of Dr. McGraw, and while the investigation continues, McGraw remained in pretrial confinement at the Bell County Jail.